Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is Trivia Night, live trivia. And as far as I know, we're the only ones doing this. So if you like to play and you're the first time watching us, throw your answers in the comments. And boy, Karen's got it right. Come and play. Put your answers in the comments. So we are ready to go. Oops. Um, There we go. And we're ready for trivia night. Tonight is going to be duos and famous actors. Not so famous as Academy Award, but I tried to stump you with these. A few old shows, TV shows, movies. Um, it's a little bit of all of them. So I'm going to throw some pictures up there, and you got to guess who the duos are. Some of I'm going to say most of them are pretty easy, and um, I know Karen and William and Susan are going to guess them right off. Now, are you going to guess them? There's some of them in there. I think it's going to stump you. That's what I want to do is stump you on the answers. Um, and so, Karen, you ready for this? Susan's in. We're still lacking William and Linda, and Beth. I don't know. It's my nephew's birthday. Happy birthday, Danny. Um, I got to tell you a little story about Danny. I was hoping to go down there for his birthday and surprise him, but unfortunately, with my heart, I wasn't able to do this. Now, the funny thing with Danny, and I hope you guys get a good laugh out of this, is we used to, my mom had, hundreds of videos on VHS back when we did VHS, and we'd take turns picking out horror movies. And she had them all in different categories, and she was ready to. Um, so we'd be able to watch them, whether um, westerns or sci-fi or horror movies. And so we were going through some horror movies, and we watched one, and I said, okay, now it's your turn. And he says, okay. So he went through and he looked and looked and looked, and he pulled out one. He said, testicles. And I started cracking up, and he realized what he said. He said, no, 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 tentacles, tentacles. It's movie Tentacles. But oh, he said it wrong. So I hope you get a good laugh out of that. And so he's one of my favorite nephews between him and Stevie, David and Jason. I was really close with my sister Beth's family. So I hope you guys got a good laugh out of that one. We all have family issues, not really issues, but funny things that we've had happen over the years. And we all get together for family reunions. We bring it all out. And that's the story I bring out every year. All right. So, is it snowing that you're in? No, no, we got rain. It's not cold enough to snow. We're going to get a lot of rain. Now we're going to get down into the 30s for lows, but the rain is already gone. I don't think we're going to see anything but tornadoes in the next few weeks. So, nope. Uh, 2 to 4 inches in Pennsylvania. Was the groundhog right? I don't believe the groundhog. I think it's just a thing that has happened every year that Mr. Groundhog comes out and he says whether he sees a shadow, and then we all just kind of laugh and have a good day and celebrate, and then we go on. And whether it's spring or late winter, we just go with the flow. And do I think Mr. Groundhog was right early spring? I don't know. Because look at all the snow we're having. But because he said early spring in the next 6 weeks, we got 6 weeks of winter. So just think about that. All right. Uh, uh, so we got quite a few in here, and I want to jump in here. Now, tonight, because I'm having such health issues, I did pictures and answers. And so you're going to be looking at some pictures and you're going to tell me who they are. who this duo is. Um, so you'll see as we go along. And here we go, folks. Here we go. Oh, yeah. All right. So here we go. This duo. Who are they? Who are these two? Now, a lot of them are easy. Some may be hard. Some you might not recognize. But I think for the most part, we're all going to get this right. Uh, no, I don't think we're going to be getting any snow, Susan. We are too warm down here, and usually now we've got snow into March and April. It could happen, but we don't get but maybe a half an inch or a dusting. Um, and it's pretty to look at, but I just don't see us getting anything but rain and then moving into spring tornado season. So, all right. So who do we got here? Who is this duo? Now, now some of these you'll know it right off, and others will be a duo that I will say it's either a TV show or it will be a movie. So, who are these two? Now, we've got quite a few in chat saying that is Laverne and Shirley. Is it Laverne and Shirley? Is that the show? And the answer is Laverne and Shirley. All right, let's go to the next one. This should go pretty quick tonight. And the next one. Now, who is this duo? This is a TV show. So, who are these two? Does anybody know? Put it down in the comments. If you're just joining us tonight, throw your comments. Where's Swifty? I know she likes our trivia. Her and a few of her friends. So who is this duo? Do you remember the TV shows? I think this was in the 70s, 80s. It was very popular for a while. Now Karen is saying Cagney and Lacey. Is that who this is, or is it somebody else? Karen's gonna love tonight's show. I talked to Karen before the show, and I go, "Do you want the answers?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "Oh, I think you'll get it all. I think you're gonna get it. I think Karen's gonna sweep it." Um, in between Karen and Susan, and maybe Beth, and I even think Linda. I think they're gonna get some of these other ones. Um, so, all right. So we're going to go on to the next. We're going to go on to the answers. This might go quick tonight. And the answer is Cagney and Lacey. Cagney and Lacey. All right, William. You need to type faster. Who is this? Oh, this is easy. This is so easy. Who is this? Who is this? We all know who these two are. In the 70s, I believe it was early 70s. I know me and my friends used to take turns on who was going to be which one and who was going to be the Joker. So these are going to be pretty easy tonight, but then I'm throwing a few stumpers. I'm thinking everybody's going to ace it tonight. I tried to make it fun because next week I do go into for heart surgery. It looks like. Um, so I think some of this is going to be real easy. So if you're watching with friends and family, get the popcorn, get your friends, and if you're having a get together at your house tonight, join in and maybe say what you all agree on. Do a vote. No, my surgery. Susan is asking about my surgery, and as it looks, they're doing a procedure on Thursday, and depending on what shows up, they could take me in on Friday. So anytime after Thursday, I'll be looking at my heart surgery to get everything fixed. So Thursday is going to be a down day from then on for a couple weeks, and I'm trying to get Karen and William and a few others set up to be able to do shows while I'm down for a couple of weeks. So, all right. So we've got everybody saying Batman and Robin or Robin and Batman. Yeah. All right. So this is an easy one. So the answer is, of course, we know it's Batman and Robin. And to the next one. Like I said, a lot of these are easy. Okay, so um, this one here, what is the name of the movie? Or if you know these two and their names, throw it down there. So if it's either the name of the movie or the name of these two women in the movie, do we know? They were a famous duo. Like uh, like I said tonight, this is duos, whether it's movies, TV, or songs, music. You'll see these. Um, we're getting some answers in, and Karen and Susan says Thelma and Louise. And William, I don't know how much TV and movies you've seen, but it's going to be full of it tonight. Some of the music, it goes all the way back into the 50s, 40s. And some of the movies go way back. So the answer is, and when I come back, I think I'm going to put a time limit on you answering. Uh, how long I'm going to give you to answer. It might be rough. Might be rough. Where's the DB on this? Yeah, I know he's been saying he didn't get notified, but DB's pretty good. So the answer is Thelma and Louise. And my chat room got it. They got it right. Um, so here we go. On to the next. Who's this duo? Who's this duo? Now, they were early on. They did Frankenstein. They did The Mummy. They did, oh boy, they did all kinds. And not only that, but they did Who's on Baseball, Who's on First. So, who is this duo? So, Susan jumped in with Abbott and Costello. Is that who this is? Is that who these two are? This duo? Hmm. Maybe. I watched the one where they met Frankenstein. It's in the middle of all our whole movies, and when we took all of our whole movies in to be all put into one, for some reason the guy put this these two meets Frankenstein right in the middle of our home movies. But you know what? It was one my mom loved to show. Uh, when we would do home movies, all of a sudden we had this in the middle of it. Um, Susan said she watched them every day. Um, okay, William, you need to jump in and jump on these girls. Um, so uh, Susan says she watched them every Sunday. You know what we will watch on Sundays is kung fu movies. I don't know why. Sundays would be kung fu. Most of the week would be westerns with my mom. And then Saturdays would be a little bit of everything, some of the classics. Uh, and mom, when VHS came out, we were able to tape movies. Um, my mom got them all the good ones. And like I said, she had hundreds. And, when she passed away, we all had to step in and say, which ones do we want? Um, all right, so the answer, let's get through to this answer. And the answer is Abbott and Costello. Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein is the one that my mom would show. All right, so who's this? This is a music duo. Do you know who this is? Like I said, it's music, it's TV, and movies. Now, this is a music duo that put many hits out. So, who is this duo? So if you were big on music, you'd know who the answer is. And if you're watching for the first time, throw your comments in, throw your answer in the comments. And this, we'll just say hello to you. We'll throw your answer up there, and you could just sit quietly. Now we're having, oh, Susan jumped in with Captain and Tennille. And that's what we got from William and others in the chat. Is it Captain and Tennille? Well, spelling, I make so many typos, Susan, that um, uh, I take typos. If you don't know how to spell Tennille just right, it's okay. Look at how young they are. This is the beginning of the duo that did music together. They didn't make it for long. They had a couple of one-hit wonders. And so we will move on with the answer. Don't they look young? Karen, what do you think? I don't think we've had such a young picture of them. And the answer is Captain and Tennille. So if you said Captain Tennille, you got it right. All right, on to the next. I did more tonight than I have. All right, so who's these guys? Another music hit. They put out so many. So who are these two? Where's Linda? Because I bet Linda would get some of these older guys. So who are these two music wonders? Now, Susan jumped in with Simon and Garfunkel. Is this right? Now, William's right behind her with the same answer. Is this Simon and Garfunkel or is it somebody else? Look how young. I tried to pull the youngest pictures I could of all these guys. And I looked back at them and I said, I remember them this way. Not, how we all age. And now you look at them, you're like, I can't even, maybe I should have done old pictures. So, William, I want to say, those in chat, what was your favorite song they did? We know who they are, but throw in there in the chat in the comments of what they sang that you liked. Oh yeah, I should have done Peter, Paul, and Mary, but I didn't get that far. All right, so the answer is Simon and Garfunkel. So what's the next one? Here we go. Oh, who are these two? Now they did movies and they did TV shows. They went back as far as the 30s and 40s. So who are they? The Boxer? Is that the song, The Boxer? I'm trying to think. I keep coming up with songs they didn't do. Um, I'm at a loss. I mean, I could probably, after the show's over, I can come up with a half a dozen songs that Simon and Garfunkel did. All the way to, even when they did the one with Chevy Chase, they were new again with Chevy Chase when they did the song with him. Now we've got, oh boy, I think everybody in chat has got this right. And they're saying Laurel and Hardy. Is it Laurel and Hardy? Or is it somebody else? And the answer is Laurel and Hardy. So if you answered Laurel and Hardy, you are correct. And on to the next. Who are these two? These two did a lot of movies together. And one of them went on to promoting one of the biggest fundraisers in history. And it went on for many, many, many years. And I don't know why it ended, and it shouldn't have. There was walkathons that came out of it, running, uh, the running thons, everything. But they both did movies together. And if you don't know, one of them were sued because he was acting so badly. And it was an act that they sued him because he made some people look stupid. And he lost his case. So we got Karen jumped in first with Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. So Martin and Lewis came up too. So who are these guys? Who are these guys? And they did a lot of movies together. And even one went on to make movies on his own. So both of them did. These are from the 50s and 60s, 70s. Um, I don't see a Susan in yet with hers. Susan, jump in with your answer real quick before we go to the answer. Um, and the answer is Martin and Lewis. Martin and Lewis. All right, here we go. Who are these two guys? Notice the cartoon character. This is something that came out in the 90s to 2000. Um, and they were a famous duo for our teenagers back in the 90s and 2000s. Uh, uh, my son loved them, so did my daughter and their friends. Um, and a lot of people don't really know who they are, but my son would watch them, and I was like, they're rude. I don't want to watch these guys; they're rude. But the kids of the 90s and 2000 and going even 2010 love these two. Um, okay, I'm just making sure I got everybody's votes in here or answers in here, not votes. And the answer is, guess what? Who are these two? And the answer is Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, Beavis and Butthead. My son, I was like, no, I ain't even watching these guys. They're just rude. All right, so who's this duo? Who is this musical duo? Now we went from TV with Beavis and Butthead to musical duos again. Now who are these two guys? Very young pitchers. Uh, William, what'd you do? Did you watch Beavis and Butthead? I could see William watching it and snickering about it. He snickered. So who are these two guys? They put out a lot of music that was I liked them. I'm not gonna say they're my favorites. And I had someone say, "Well, Ellie, who's your favorite groups?" And I said, "Well, I have quite a few. I love David Lee Roth and uh, um, his group. I liked Peter Frampton was a big one, and then I pretty much liked movie musicals. So everybody. I just have to say, if I'm going to throw underwear, I went out and bought a pair of underwear to throw at Peter Frampton. So he was my favorite growing up. So everybody in chat is saying Hall and Oates. They're all saying Hall and Oates. All right. So is this correct? If you're just now joining us and new, put your answers in the comments. And here we go. It's Hall and Oates. Hall and Oates. All right. And the next one. Who are these two? Now, this is a movie. Now, yeah, I know you're not going to know their names, but what these twins were in what movie? It was a horror movie. It's done by Stephen King, and I think Colorado Hotel. I believe it was Colorado. So, who are these two girls? Name the movie. And so, like I said, it's movie, it's music, it's TV, and just wonderful duos of two. Oh, Eddie's in tonight. Welcome back, Eddie. You were in last week. Um, Let me throw your answer up there. Eddie Haskell says The Shining. Is that right? Now, even William throw in The Shining. Karen did too, and so did Susan. So, is this The Shining? Is this the twins from The Shining? If you didn't see the movie, go watch it. It'll definitely give you goosebumps and make your hair stand up on your arms. Uh, and Stephen King wrote the book on it, and the book is different from the movie. And the answer is The Shining Twins. So the movie, yeah, Red Rum. Yep, Red Rum. All right, now this one here is the twins from a commercial with gum. These are the original twins, and they promoted a gum. So what would they be? They would be name the name of the gum that is the double mint. Oh, I just gave you guys the answer. Um, and Eddie got it no matter what. So it's the name of the gum. And these twins, they have moved twins in and out over the decades. But for the most part, these are almost the originals. So I think everybody's going to get this one. And Eddie jumped in and answered it first. So Eddie, thank you. And then I gave you all the answer. It is the double mint twins. You know, the double mint gum. And it's double mint still out there. And they still bring in the twins. Thank goodness. Let's just keep the double mint twins. All right. So who's this? I know this is easy. Everybody, if you guys don't know who these two are, boy, I tell you. Um, and they were the original, I'm going to say the original duo for music. Well, there's some earlier than that, but these are the ones that everybody really knew. Um, and I'm going to say, you know, even though they split up, when you look back on it with their daughter, and I think they had their own show. So they were not only in TV, but they were in music for top hits back in the early 70s. Um, um, I think everybody's got this one. All right, Eddie, you need to jump in and get them all right and block Susan. Uh, you know, jump on Karen's back and then take William's papers from him. You know, that's how I think of it. All right, so here we go. And who I know everybody knows this one. Everybody knows this one. Sonny and Cher. They had a Barbie doll. Really? They had dolls with Sonny and Cher. Sonny, let's see. Um, Sonny hit a tree while skiing and died. Did he pass away? I'm not sure what happened with Sonny. Now I know his wife was, I think, Congress, and Cher went on to. Let's see, they had their daughter Chastity that became transgender, and she went on to still, you know, it's like Tina Turner. They just don't age. Beautiful, beautiful, both of them. But I'm going to say, you know, if I had to choose between Cher and Tina Turner, I'd go for Tina Turner. Yeah, because she is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen with Tina Turner. And thank God she went on after being abused to becoming very famous and continuing on the line of how beautiful she was. Now, I heard she lives in Brazil, and oh boy. Um, yeah, Susan says she agreed. She liked Tina Turner. Yes. And so, all right. All right. So, who's this duo? Now, these two were exposed for lip syncing in I'm going to say 90s. Um, you wonder what happened to her son? Who knows? Tina Turner's son? I'm not sure. Um, yeah, they were the lip singers, but what is their names? What is the name of these two? Uh, um, Now, Eddie's saying Millie Navilli. Is he right? So don't copy, don't Google. Just put your answer out there. If you don't know, then yeah, you might refrain. Um, so these two were the start of where they didn't allow lip singers, but you know they do it all the time, even Super Bowl. It's too hard for them to do live, so they do lip sync. But when they did it, it was wrong. When everybody else does it, it's okay. So these were the age of letting us know there was lip singing going on. Nilly Vanilli is the answer. So, um, All right. So who's this? Now this is TV now. One of them committed suicide. Now I didn't know that, Eddie. Thank you for that info. One of them committed suicide. Was it due to the lip sync, or was it just Hollywood in itself? Because Hollywood with Weinstein and the whole pedophile in China and everything that goes on in Hollywood, a lot of these kids just never make it, and those that submit to Hollywood and Weinstein and China seem to move on. Now, we got, oh boy, I think everybody knows this one. Um, they're saying the Olstein twins is what I'm getting. So, is it what you didn't know that? Didn't know what, Karen? Karen puts stuff in there, and I'm like, you got to be more specific, Karen. Uh, so these were now, if you didn't know, they were the twins on the Full House, and then we had the father. Now he ended up sick, and we ended up finding out he was gay, and that's why the show crumbled. I don't know. Oh, suicide. Yeah. Um, so I think everybody's got this one. All right. Eddie, I think you might catch up to these guys if you get all of them right tonight. And the answer is, and these two went up to have a lot of problems, but the answer is the Olsen twins. I think it's Olsen, not Olsen. Um, all right, and they're very beautiful little girls, but they just got so many issues. When you go into Hollywood and Hollywood grabs hold of these kids, we see a lot of issues. We see a lot of issues, like the Ninja Turtle guy, that, or even Tom Hanks. He fled to South America over when it was all exposed with the pedophilia in Hollywood. All right, so who's these guys? I think everybody's got this one. I think everyone's got this one right. Uh, Chat is saying Starsky and Hutch. Starsky and Hutch, a 70s show that was a big hit. And the answer is Starsky and Hutch. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Boy, we're going through these quick tonight. Now, who are these two? Now, this is the one I was hoping would stump a few. Now, I knew Linda and Linda. David Soul just died? Really? I didn't know that. But yeah, the last one was Starsky and Hutch. But who are these two guys? I mean, you have to be in the 60s, or I'm going to say, what, early, or I'm going to say late 60s into the 70s. Now, my brother, Larry, loved these guys. Um, let's see. Yeah, all right. I had to make sure I got this one. All the answers. Now we have quite a few. We have Rowan Martin. We have Smother Brothers. Now, who were these two? Now, if you didn't watch not movies, but TV in the 70s, you probably wouldn't have run across these guys. But I don't know where I think it was my brother Larry that mentioned these guys a lot that he really liked. So these two brothers, they are related, and they are, answers is the Smothers Brothers. Okay, see, I got a little bit old and new. Now, I want the name of the movie. Since I'm doing duos, um, we have Schwarzenegger and, oh boy, I get lost for names. But this was a movie that was put out, and it kind of goes along with the whole concept of what we're doing tonight. I think everybody's got this one right. I think everybody is going to get a lot of them tonight. Um, if you, this is movies. This is movies. And All right. Uh, William, William jumped in the last minute, and the answer is the movie Twins. So if you said the movie Twins, you got it right. All right, moving on. We're about halfway through. Um, Now, this is a TV show. You don't got to name their names, it's the TV show. What is the name of the TV show? That this duo was very popular for what? I know Karen watched it. I know Karen's going to get this one. Karen, 2 decades with these two together before they started bringing others in, and special crime unit and special victims. What is the name of the show, though, Eddie? Uh, uh, yeah, we got SVU, but I need the name of the show. You can't do SVU and you can't do special victims. The name of the show is, I need the name of the show. Um, so I know a lot of them are going, oh, come on now, a special victims unit. Now I'm starting to see the correct answers come through. Um, and the show is still going. They say it's at what, 20 years? Karen, do you know? I know it's one of the ones she watches. I'm more, I like Dateline and 48 Hours. I like the real stuff. And um, I did like watch NCIS, but if you're up in the middle of the night, you can always turn on NBC or one of the other ones, USA, and they always have it. 20 years is still on, yes. So we're going to go on and get the answer, and the answer is the show Law and Order. The show is Law and Order, 20 plus years. Let's see. All right, so everybody knows who this is. Come on now. If you want to give their names, you can, but if not, give the TV show. Either one will be correct according to the trivia that I pulled this from. It has their names or it has the show. So either one will be correct. And Susan, jump in, Susan. Now this show, it has many names. It went on for quite a few years, and we see this in black and white because it's one of the early ones before we had color eyes TV. Um, so, what is the answer? Um, it's going to probably give their names. I can't remember how we did it. Answer is Andy and Barney. So if you did Andy Griffith, Andy and Barney, or Mayberry RFD was into the 70s to where they continued on from Andy Griffith's show. And this is where Ron Howard got his start. And I think because Andy Griffith was there and showed him, as well as Barney Fife, how harsh Hollywood was. I think a lot of the children growing up that seen how harsh it was, they become their own directors, producers, and put out their own movies. So the answer is Andy and Barney. All right, so who are these two? This is the 70s. This is a duo that they did movies. I have I don't know if I still have it, but there was a couple albums they put out. They were a comedy sketch team, um, and some people could take it. Some people thought their stuff was funny. My mom she was like, what was it, Sanford and Son? He says, "Oh, Martha, I'm going to have a heart attack." My mom was that way. She's seen these guys and she said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna fall over and have a heart attack. These guys aren't even funny. So, um, little Ron Howard. Yeah, little Ron Howard. Um, and we got William and Karen saying Cheech and Chong. Um, Up in Smoke, yes. And I like their album because that's where I really got more exposure. Was one of their first albums they put out with Ralph and Herbie and other things they did. And then they went into making the movie Up in Smoke, which Karen said. The albums Los Chicanos and Big Bambi. Bambi. Now, if you got one of their albums, they sent you a rolling paper. Now, I don't know what happened to my rolling paper. I tried to keep it, um, but I think my sister's got a hold of it. I'm not sure. I know I got the album and I was like showing everybody my big rolling paper. But Cheech and Chong was the big thing of the 70s. And so that's, yeah, I've given you the answer. The answer is Cheech and Chong. Yeah. So you're catching up, Eddie. You're catching up to these guys. Um, so the answer is, of course, we know because I told you. And the answer is Cheech and Chong. And Cheech Marin still does movies. You can catch him in some of them. And Chong has went on to promoting products online. He's not into movies as much as Cheech Marin is. All right, onward. All right, so the name of the movie. This was big for John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. And these two got together and they made a fantastic musical that neither one of them were really going anywhere in their movie or he did TV show. What Welcome Back, Kotter? Am I right? You guys let me know in the comments. And then Olivia Newton-John was doing a lot of music, but she started dying off. And when they did this movie, it was a big hit, and they became famous once again. And so I think uh, um, a lot of you guys are going to get this. So um, where'd Linda go tonight? All right. So the answer, and it was a musical. Uh, you're the one I want. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. And the answer is Grease. And the answer is Grease. How many went to the movie to see that one? Not me. All right, so now here we go. This is a cartoon duo that was very popular in the 90s. Does anybody know? I threw this one in as a stump to stump you. Now, I liked it. I'm not gonna say I liked it. My son liked it, and he says, "Mom, you got to watch this." And I said, "Okay," and I watched it, and I was like, "No, they're not even funny." Let's go back to Sylvester and Tweety or uh, Bugs Bunny people because these guys were just dumb. So who knows who these are? Um, Now we got Karen and Eddie chiming in with Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy. Is that who this is? Uh, I thought I would stump all of you guys because some people don't know who these are. It's dumb. It's kind of like what was it, Beavis and Butthead we did earlier. They're in the same category, but it is Ren and Stimpy. All right, so who are these guys? Name the movie. Name the movie. Now this is a newer movie, not so new. But from here, these two went on to make bigger and better movies, even though it was just young kids being dumb and a movie that was fun. They went on to make some really good movies. Um, and Susan and Eddie, Susan, and Karen says Wayne's World. Wayne's World. And then there was, I think they put they did the first and the second. I don't know if they made a third one. Do you guys know in chat? Did Wayne's World do a third? Or is this even Wayne's World? And so the answer is Wayne's World. It's the movie. All right, on to the next one. So who is this? This is a TV show with Bruce Willis and I can't think of her name. It was a big hit for Bruce Willis to go on, but at the same time, he was making movies at this time that were hits. And when he did this TV show, it just kind of brought his fans and people wanting to see him more. Now, Sybil Shepherd, I think that's who this is. She didn't really move on, but Bruce Willis did. So, what was the name of the show? What was the name of the TV show? My mom loved this. Eddie says he's stumped. Now, if you didn't watch movies in the 80s, you probably wouldn't have got these guys. But they did have a good show. And if you haven't seen it and you're watching for the first time, go back and hit it up through YouTube once I give you the answer and kind of see what Bruce Willis did early on with Sybil Shepherd, because it was a top hit show. I believe it was CBS that put this out. So the answer is the show Moonlighting. The answer is Moonlighting. All right, so who is this? This is a musical duo, and they were in the 50s. You might even go into the 50s. I don't know if you can see their picture all that well, and it's not, it's not the Smothers Brothers, but there was another two brothers that put music out that was very popular in the 50s and 60s and 70s, early 70s. I got interrupted by the repairman. No repairman. Kick him out, William. So who are these guys? Did I stump you? Now I'm thinking if Linda would have been in here, Linda, I think they would know who these guys are. Maybe even William. You got to be early 60s and early 70s to know who these guys are. Now, Karen has jumped in with her answer. And yeah, Eddie don't know. I think I stumped Eddie. Now, Karen jumped in with the Everly Brothers. Now, is that who this is, or is this somebody else? We got Susan and William as still. William asked Mickey what it is, because I bet Mickey's got the answer here. Now I've got family members who could probably say, this is who it is. Now, me, when I looked at it, I had no clue. I had to go look it up. And then when I seen it, it was like, yeah, you're right. Now, Karen's still in there with the Everly Brothers. I think I got everybody stumped. All right, Susan, jump in there real quick. And the answer is it's the Everly Brothers. That's early. But I had to do duos. All right, so who is this duo? Name the movie. Name the movie of these two that they did together. It was a very big hit after, I think, American Graffiti. And it was kind of a spin-off, but at the same time not. I think everybody's going to get this one right. Let's see. We got Susan and Eddie and Karen. Come on now. Okay. Uh, and the Penguin. Penguin. I don't remember a penguin in the Blues Brothers. You're saying Blues Brothers. Um, so, boy, everybody's got a lot of points tonight. This is going to be a rough one. I told Karen on the phone, I think I'm going to have everybody tied up. So the answer is the Blues Brothers. All right, so who's this duo? This musical duo. And they won so many awards in the 70s. The Penguin was the nun. I don't know. It's been so long since I watched the Blues Brothers. I'm not sure about the Penguin. I just know it was a crazy movie. Now, if you guys watched Mad World, I think that's what it's called. I watched it over the last weekend. It's like 2 3 hour movie, but it was crazy. It was crazy. Now let's see. We got Karen and Eddie and William saying this is the Carpenters. Um, so is that who this is? Now we know Karen Carpenter committed suicide, and I think her brother went on to um, it very briefly, but I think he just kind of faded out of the music scene. So is that who this is? And the answer is the Carpenters. The Carpenters. Um, all right, so we're down to famous people. We're getting down to the end of the show. And who is this? Who is this? Like I said, it could be award winners or it could be somebody that doesn't get that much attention. So, who is this actor? Who is this actor? She died from anorexia. Karen, I think I look at that and I'm a conspiracy theory kind of person. And I think it was had something to do with something else. I think she was up and coming and many female artists didn't want she was in the way. She was in the way and they didn't agree to the Hollywood scene. Now, William has chimed in with Denzel Washington. Is that who this is? Um, and I like a lot of his movies. Yeah, and he did one where I guess the hospital had his kid. It's one of the ones I really liked, and so he held the hospital hostage. So they would do the transplant. I believe it's a body part that he needed. Um, a great movie, great movie. Liked The Man on Fire. I'm not sure. So if you said Denzel Washington, then you definitely got this right because that's who this is. All right, so onward to the next one. Um, Now, my mom loved this guy. Now, so who is it? Do you remember? Was it the movie Harvey? I believe that he was in, and he would talk to an invisible rabbit. That was one of my favorites. Then you see he did westerns, he did war movies, he did all kinds of movies. So this is a TV, I'm not TV, movie actor. So what is his name? I think everybody got this one. Um, okay, I think everybody's got their answers in chat, and so here we go. But yeah, he had the movie with the white rabbit that he thought he was seeing in his apartment. So the answer is Jimmy Stewart. Now, who is this? I know some of these are easy, and you guys will get them, but I threw some hard ones in there to stump you. Oh boy. Well, I guess I gave you guys the answer. Uh, I know everybody knew who that was. So, um, I know everybody knew who that was because everybody knows Julia Roberts. Um, so I'm just going to go on to the next one. Don't worry about typing anything in. I gave everybody credit for it. Now, who's this? When we look at Asian movies or movies from Japan or any of these Asian movies, he was the first one that came in. Now, he supposedly died, and what it was he died over was he had an allergic reaction to a medication. A lot of people don't know about that, but all in all, when they look into everything, that's what it was. Um, Boy, I think everybody's got this one right too. Um, Boy, I got marks all the way across my page. I think you guys are kicking butt tonight. I think Karen. Okay, I was gonna say Karen. Do you know? All right. So if you're just joining us, jump in and put your answers in the comments. And the answer is Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee. I got two of them. See if you guys know. All right. So who's this? Who is this? I'm hoping this one stumps you. And she, I don't think she did. She did comedy and she did TV. I don't think I didn't check to see if she did movies. So who is this lady? No, it's not Phyllis Diller. Don't put Phyllis in. Does anybody know? See, I knew Linda might know this one. Where are they? Where are they tonight? They would have got some of these older ones. Um, and we're looking at everybody saying Carol Channing in our chat room. Is it? Um, and Susan hasn't chimed in, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to give you guys the answer. And it is Carol Channing. The answer is Carol Channing. And the next one. Who is this? I'm hoping this is another one to stump you. If you weren't a big fan of his and you didn't watch his movies, you wouldn't know who this is. And I tried to find a picture that looked as close to what everybody would recognize as I could. Um, so, who is this? A lot of horror movies, folks. I think he even played Frankenstein at one point. Now, Karen says Boris Karloff. Is she right? I think and look at the face and take about 20 years off of him. And then it makes sense. Anybody else know? Eddie said Lauren Green. Oh, try again. This is not Lauren Green. He was movies. He may have been on, what was it, Merv Griffin? That had a lot of stars on there. I don't think Oprah did. Or Oprah or, what was the other guy that had a show, talk show? A lot of them didn't bring people like this in. But he was well known on the Merv Griffin show. And he made some movies. Now, we got Eddie and Karen saying that this is Boris Karloff. So is that who this is? And Eddie's swearing to this is Boris. This is Boris. Now, if I would have done some of the other movies, you're like, yeah, I got it. I wanted to try to stump you. So the answer is Boris Karloff. So who is this Asian guy? Now, when his mentor was Bruce Lee, and he was a student of Bruce Lee's. And after Bruce Lee passed away, he kind of took over the whole kung fu scenes or Asian fighting movies. So who is this? Boy, everybody's jumping in with Jackie Chan. Susan says she don't know this one. Whether I don't know if it's this one or the one before it. So this is who is this guy? And you know, a lot of the times they wore masks. And I've been waiting. I've been waiting for a Mizakan, a 7. Let's see. Okay, we got some that's saying Jackie Chan. William said Jackie Chan. Now he did. Now when Bruce Lee died, Bruce Lee was his mentor, and he wanted to do everything just right. Now he's putting out movies now. Let's see, Jet Li, and there's this guy, and I think a friend or family member of Bruce Lee is now starting to put in some of these Asian movies. Susan says she don't know. Karen's got it in there. Eddie's got it in there. All right. So the answer is Jackie Chan. So who's the next one? So who is this child star? Now, she came out in the 30s, believe it or not, and they enjoyed her so much they put her in the 40s and 50s. Now, according to her, Hollywood basically wanted to buy her from her mom, and she didn't end up passing away. But for a child star, I think her and her parents would have made it, and they would have made it big. Oops, that was it. I guess that was it. Oh, okay. Okay, everybody got Shirley Temple. All right, so and the last one, did anybody get this one? Now who's this? Shirley Temple Black. Now, I don't know if you guys realize that Shirley Temple Black was an ambassador for the United States during Clinton, Bush, and Obama. So let's see. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna type in. Yeah, Phyllis Diller. Wasn't that a crazy picture of her? And you know, Phyllis Diller's piano is in here in Hot Springs. I don't know if you guys knew she played the piano well, and she would sing and act crazy. But we have her piano in Hot Springs at one of these pubs. I had a friend that restored her piano to back to the original. When he got it, it was in pieces, and he found out it was her piano, and it was his mom that said, "No, let's put the piano back together again." And then they donated it to pretty much to the Arkansas politicians, and then they moved it to a pub. They were going to send it to Beale Street in Memphis, but because Phyllis was big here down in Hot Springs, I don't know if you guys knew that this piano came to rest and is totally enjoyed by one of the restaurants in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So let's see. I got to get the winner. You know, Eddie, you did pretty good. You were right up there with them. But One got a few more than everyone else. All right, so we had Susan with 30. We had William with 25. We had Eddie with 30. But yeah, sorry guys, but Karen got 34 right tonight. So way to go, Karen, as our winner. Eddie, even though you came in late, you caught up really quick. I was hoping you would. Now, I'm saying that if we can get trivia next Friday, I think Eddie might get it. Eddie might just get it. Now, I do have a few cups, folks. I'm going to try to do some more cups and get some cups sent. Now, I know a lot of people should have got cups that didn't, but no one really let me know when we were doing cups for winners. So, yeah, Eddie, if you win next Friday, I'll send you an Investigator News cup. How's that sound? I'm gonna try so hard. It's just if I go into surgery, you're gonna have to wait until I come back to do trivia. So as far as I know, I don't have nothing scheduled. I will know on Thursday, and Karen or William or myself will let you know when my surgery is. So way to go, Karen, with 34, and way to go, Eddie. You're jumping in and you're coming in and you're getting up there with the rest of these fellas. So with that, folks, I want to thank you